Hi guys, how you doing? Nice to see you. I am literally on the hop today. I know I said I'd come and broadcast live to you all at midday today. However, I've just taken my son out to the cinema and it took us longer to get back than anticipated. But here I am anyway, and welcome to a brand new challenge. This time I'm going to be running this challenge over a couple of weeks to see you into a super profitable summer where you show up, shine and share your message this summer. And one of the things that inspired me to do this, it's really a follow-on from the last visibility challenge that I was hosting around hosting Facebook Lives. And that really is about the struggle that so many coaches and consultants experience with getting visible. One of the biggest reasons why they're not attracting all the clients and the cash flow that they need is because they are not visible enough. Then, hi Maribel, how are you doing? Then the second challenge is that, you know, once, even if they are being visible, they are spinning their wheels. They're doing so many different types of things that you know, that sense of overwhelm comes, that feeling of rushing around and doing too many things. And one of the other things that's motivated me to host this challenge right now is because it is the summer holidays. It is the time when a lot of women historically tend to be tools down. You know, they almost, hi Cindy, how you doing? They almost close their business for the summer. And my thought is, that's a mistake, because you shouldn't need to close your business for the summer. Your business is a source of freedom for you. If you're setting it up correctly and you have the right structures in place and you have the hi Maribel, nice to see you. By the way, everyone, as you join, please do let me know that you're joining, because sometimes Facebook doesn't let me know that you are joining onto the live. So anyway, I digress. So as I was saying, you know, really your business isn't something that you should have to shelve every time the kids are off from school or anytime you go away on holiday. I mean, yes, some people, if you're going on a 2-week holiday, you may want to have a break from your business, but your business needs to be running in the background. It doesn't just come to a halt just because various things are happening in your life. So you should be implementing systems and structures that work for you. Rather than you becoming a slave to your business, you have your business support you so that you can guarantee that you've got money coming in no matter what it is you're doing. So just as an example, you know, I'm a lone parent and you know, I'm the sole breadwinner. So if I stop my business, the money doesn't come in and there's no food on the table and no roof over our head. And this is what you've got to look at, you know. Just imagine, I mean, some of you I know have the support of your partners and so on financially, but you've got to think, imagine what would happen if they suddenly couldn't work or the money stopped coming in. You know, God forbid, if they got ill and the money wasn't there, you'd have to pick up that slack. You can't always rely upon somebody else for your financial security. Another thing you've got to be thinking about is, you know, what if something happens to you as well? There's times in my life when I've been very sick. In fact, a few years after I set up my business, I had a ruptured appendix, what do they call it? A gangrenous appendicitis. I am so lucky to be alive. In fact, I categorically shouldn't, because I'd had it for 2 weeks and it was gangrene inside me. It's a miracle I'm even alive. But I was sick for a very long time after that, for months and months, and I actually had to go and stay with my mother to convalesce because I was so desperately ill. And you know, there's an example. You know, you've got to be thinking about, you never know what's going to strike. And I don't mean to be doom and gloom about things, But you need to have things in place so that if you are sick, or if your source of income, if something happens where you can't show up all of the time in your business, you need to have things in place to make sure that money's still coming in to support you. And so now's a great time to do that. When the kids are off school, when we have less time, when we're juggling more things, it doesn't mean we have to stop. It also doesn't mean you have to be completely overwhelmed or making your children wait around all the time whilst you're working. I mean, there is a savvy way of working. So the key part of this is to be visible, though, to be seen and to be heard. And so throughout this visibility challenge, I want to share with you some different options that are available. It doesn't mean you need to be doing them all. The key is to pick a few things that work for you and your strengths, and pick the strategies that are aligned with where your ideal clients are hanging out, and then rinse and repeat. The mistake I see so many women making is that they're just trying to implement everything. And again, following on from the live stream yesterday, we so often are looking at what our competitors are doing and what's happening on social media. And we get into what I call the bright, shiny object syndrome, where we're like magpies. Oh, I must have that there, and I must have that there, and they are doing that, thus I must be doing that. It's not about doing everything. It's about picking a few things and then doing them consistently and sticking with it. This is like riding an entrepreneurial bike. What I see women doing is they do something a couple of times, like learning to ride a bike, where we're a bit wobbly, it isn't great. And it's like learning to ride a bike. You have to keep going in order to get good at it. And so another mistake is I see women do these different strategies, do them twice, 3 times, maybe even 5 if they're lucky. And because they're not having a massive influx of business, they think, oh, well, that just doesn't work for me. And that's not how anything works. Business is about consistency. Business is about showing up until you shine, perfecting your process, just like riding a bike. I keep using my son as an analogy, funnily enough, but when he learnt to ride, he was wobbly at first. He fell off a few times, but he didn't give up. And the same thing with the entrepreneurial bike. It doesn't matter how much we wobble, it doesn't matter how many times we fall off, we need to get straight back up and get on that bike and try again. And you keep doing this. You keep showing up until you shine. Because how can you share your message this summer if you don't do those 2 things? So I'm going to give you an array of different options here to whet your appetite. And my challenge to you as we go along, I'm going to cover 2 each day so that we're not getting into overwhelm. And you don't have to do all of them. But pick whichever ones are aligned with your natural gifts. If you're a natural speaker, then use something that enables you to speak, like Facebook Lives, as we've talked about before. If you're better at writing, use that. If you're better at face-to-face connections, use that. Go with what your strengths currently are, but then run with it. Pick a few things. And as we go along, I really want to get a commitment from you. I want to see you posting, because there's some of you who were part of the Facebook Live challenge, and some of you were fabulous and jumped in and took perfectly imperfect action. And I applaud all of you who did, applaud and honor you, because I know it does take guts to do it. But hey, if we haven't got the guts to do things, then we really need to consider another path other than the entrepreneurial path. It's always messy before it becomes graceful. Okay, and we have this group. That's what this group is for. It's a safe place for you to mess up and be a bit muddled and not get it right. And there's a wealth of wisdom and support, and we're all doing it together. And I can advise you as you go, you know, show up for yourself. Show up so you can shine and share your message this summer. You know, this summer you can attract clients. You don't have to work your ass off, but you know, aim for going for some money this summer. Don't shelve your business. Think, right, I'm going to work out how I can work my business around my lifestyle choices. We're women. That's what we're able to do. We don't need to shelve one thing for another. So I invite you to set yourself a little challenge that you're going to show up and you're going to get some clients coming in, sell some products, make some money so that you can go out and do some fun stuff that you perhaps, you know, you think, oh, I haven't quite got the money for that, or take an extra holiday, or do something exciting with the kids, or go out on a, you know, have a weekend away with your partner or hubby somewhere luxurious, whatever your fancy is. Because I know the feminine entrepreneurial mindset. In the summer months, you all do it in some way, shape or form. You think, okay, I'm going to tone things down a bit and I'll start in September. And just know this, I've got challenges for you ladies in September too, where we're all going to up level even more. So you may as well ease yourself in right away. So that's what I've got in store for you all. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to go live on a Monday, Wednesday and Friday at midday. It may be a squidging out because, as I said, you know, I'm engineering around my child as well, but I'll try and stick to schedule where possible. And we'll share 2 tips each time. And I want to see you ladies taking action, making a commitment on what it is you are going to choose, you know, what strategy you're going to use to become more visible. All right. So, ready for this? The first one, and if someone would be kind enough, I see you all here. Darcy, hello. Maribel, Cindy, lovely to have you with us. And please send me some likes. Tap your buttons, send me some likes, send me some hearts. Darcy's saying, it's okay to be messy and imperfect. Daily, get on your bike. Absolutely. Do you know what? It makes me think of that, what's it? The Queen song about fat bottom girls are riding today. It's a bit of an old one. I'm showing my age there, but that's about riding on bikes. Oh, so many analogies for riding bikes. Okay, a bit saucy. But anyway, I'll stop right there. So, right, if somebody could summarize the points that I'm going to share today. And for those of you who are listening into the replay, please put the 100 sign in the comments so that I know who you are as you are watching. I want some feedback from you all. Let's have some interaction and let's do this. Let's show up, let's shine, and let's share our message this summer. So the first step is basically to show up every single day. Do something over the next few weeks, over this summer period, throughout the month of August, to show up and shine every day. So when you get up in the morning, or even before you go to bed at night, decide before the moment of doing it what it is you're going to do. The biggest block for women not showing up is they flounder about, they second guess themselves. I want some affirmative decision making. Decide what you're going to do ahead of the time so that the minute you get up, you can get down, you can sit down at your desk and you can go to it, and bish bash bosh, you've done it. And then even if you don't do anything else for the rest of the day, you know you've done the one thing that's going to bring you more business. All right, agreed? Like that idea? On for that? Up for the challenge? I want to hear from you. Let me see what you're saying about that. So showing up every day, Get into the habit of showing up every day. Schedule it. Make it like an appointment with your destiny. Hi, Jackie. Nice of you to join us. You know, this isn't something that you get to later. This is your business. This is your life. This is what creates transformation. These small, insignificant or seemingly insignificant tasks done consistently builds momentum. It's not about working harder. It's about working smarter, but being consistent. So schedule that in your calendar. All your marketing should be scheduled in your calendar, like a date with yourself. I always say to my clients, schedule at least a minimum of an hour a day. For this exercise, it can be less. But then once you know, so long as you do that hour, you know that if you do Sweet Fanny Adam for the rest of the day, that's it. You've done what you need to do. So that is the first step. Show up and share your message every single day. The second one is to write a Facebook message sharing your message. So the key with this is, you know, do something every day once again. So what is your message? We've talked a bit about this in the last challenge about creating a message and getting, you know, if you have a message in you, it needs to be out there. And keep posting. Find different ways of sharing your message, whether that's through a compelling story, whether it's tips, whether it is something that you've experienced with a client that you've been working with. You know, do something to share your message in the form of a Facebook message. Now, you've got to decide where you're going to share that message. It could be at your Facebook page. Initially, what I would love you to do is share it in this group. Let's have a look. Let's get into momentum straight away. I'll give you some feedback. Could be in the groups where your ideal clients hang out. It could be at your Facebook page. It could be at your profile page. It could be on Twitter. Well, first of all, we talked about Facebook, but let's do Facebook initially, because you're all here and you're obviously all users of Facebook. But write a compelling post that's business orientated. So many of you, I've actually been to some of your Facebook profile pages and you are posting a lot of personal stuff, but I would never know anything about your business. I would never know what you do. You know, you can post a little bit of business stuff at your personal pages, and it is important that you have personal stuff because it is social media. You know, people want to know about the real person behind the brand. But, you know, I want you to get into a habit of sharing something about what you're doing in your business each and every day in the written format. If this isn't your style, then here's step 3. Step 3 leads on from our previous challenge, which is to host a Facebook Live sharing your message. So we're just segueing into from the old challenge into this one to start with. So whatever it is, if you're good at writing, share your message via a Facebook post. If you're good at speaking and you really want to connect more powerfully in a faster, more immediate way, then go for the Facebook Live. Do something, okay? Anyone can do either one of these. And the key is, you know, it's about visibility. It's about sharing how you can help people. It's about demonstrating the type of work you do. It's about talking about the results you get for clients. You name it, get creative with it. And as Sharon very kindly posted a video recently in this group, so if you scroll down you will see it, about sharing stories. You know, Facebook algorithms wants to see that you have a story to tell. So this is about being creative with that. So you decide what you're going to do. I would challenge you to actually have a practice down here in the group, and we'll see what you're up to. You know, let's get into momentum. Please do not allow this to become just more information that you consume without acting upon it. Otherwise, I would suggest you leave this group, you stop using Facebook and you actually go do something that's going to have an impact on your business. I'm giving you a bit of tough love now, because that is one of the biggest symptoms of sophisticated forms of hiding out. Anna, hi, nice to see you. Women just consume so much content online, thinking, oh, I need to learn this, I need to learn that, I need to learn the other. Oh, that's really great info, but then do you implement it? Mostly, no. Anyone, listen, hold your hand up. I want to see in the comments right now. We're doing honesty time, okay? Send me a high five emoji in the comments right now if you are guilty of surfing around online, looking at content, whether that's reading articles, watching live streams, watching videos, listening to podcasts, whatever the content is, whatever the format, thinking, oh, that's really great, and then not actually implementing it. Who's doing that? Hands up. I want to hear from you right now, because I'm going to be holding you accountable on this one. Let's hear whilst you're doing your hands up, I can see you all here. We've got, right, Cindy, Maribel, Darcy, Jackie, and Anna. I want to hear the honest truth from you. How many of you are actually, you see? Okay, so this is a challenge, okay? It's a visibility challenge. I am here to support you. I'm here to also give you a loving kick in the pants. That's what I'm known for. My clients jokingly call me Mrs. Whiplash because I don't let people off lightly. If you work with me, you do get to see the results, even if it requires a loving kick in the pants. And just because you're not my clients doesn't mean I'm not going to tell you the straight down the line truth, okay? So ladies, no more consuming of content unless you absolutely know and can commit to taking action on it. If you are here watching this now, it's because you need this. Take that as the sign from the universe that you need to step up and do something with it. Because otherwise you just get to stay exactly where you are over and over and over again. Make the commitment to start saying yes to yourself and your business success. If you're waiting to be successful, then stop. Because you're going to be 2 years down the line and you're still going to be where you are now. And I'm not pointing fingers, but I know this because I did that myself back in sort of 2006, 2007, 2008. I wasted a lot of time consuming content that was free, trying to piece it all together, and then still getting nowhere. So just take what you have in front of you and decide what you're going to implement and then do it, okay? You don't need more mental clutter. You really don't. So I've got your names here: Maribel, Jackie, Anna, Darcy. I've got you. I've got your number now, okay? So there's no hiding out from the VP, I'm telling you. Right, I'm going to come and look at your comments here. And also, whilst I'm looking at your comments and answering your comments, do you have any questions about what I have shared so far? So these are the first 3 learning points. First one, step number 1 is to show up and share your message every single day. The second one is to write a Facebook post sharing your message in whatever format you feel is relevant. And this isn't about selling. This is about providing value to your client, to your audience. And the third one is to host a Facebook Live. And if you want to do that, then go into the files section up here at the top of the Facebook group, and you can access all of the Facebook Live trainings there. So no excuses for hiding out on that one. So do you have any questions about those points? Post them in the comments now whilst I'm replying to your comments. Darcy says it's okay to be messy and imperfect daily. Get on your bike. Yes, love this community, she says. Thank you. So glad you do. I love seeing you all here. And thank you all to you for, being part of it, for showing up and talking to me and responding and, chipping in, because there is no community without you. I do my best to bring it together, but, it's you that shows up and makes this community what it is. So, big thank you to you for that. Darcy says, decide the night before what you are going to do so that the next morning you eat that frog. Show up. Even in your PJs, be consistent and smarter with your time. Yes, and that's why we're choosing to do this challenge now during the summer when the kids are off, so that you can be more focused and use your time more carefully. We have less time during the holidays when the kids are off, so it's like laser focused action. That's all it takes. You don't need to work harder, work smarter. Jackie says, been doing a daily video on a 21-day challenge. It's a very good habit to get into. Also, done my first ever live on someone else's group this morning. Woohoo! Get in there, Jackie. Well done, you. And did you get any comments and feedback and, interaction? How did it go? Let us know in the comments below. Darcy says, oh, well done, Jackie. Darcy, I'm guilty of not posting regularly on business Facebook page. Exactly. And, this isn't about posting several times a day. It's, show up at least once a day. I think we can all commit to that. What I find works is to always post a day ahead, because otherwise, life takes over, something happens, and then we don't do it. I always post 2 or 3 days ahead. The tool for you guys to use, here's a couple of free resources, is to use Hootsuite. To do that, you can pre-schedule your posts. You can use TweetDeck. You can use Edgar. You can use, what's the other one? I can't think of the other one right now. Or you can just go to your Facebook business page and pre-schedule them that way. There's no excuses. But, when we're women, when we've got kids, our schedule can change at the drop of a hat. So I always think, get ahead of the game, and then it's all done. What I tend to do with scheduling when I do it is I sit on a Sunday watching a family movie with my son, and just schedule it then, because it's sort of downtime. It's not a really difficult task to do, and I just do it all in one hit, and then it's done. Sometimes I schedule some posts a month ahead of time, and that's all done. So if anyone else has got any free resources for scheduling Facebook posts, share them with the community below. Anna, hello. Victoria, real talk. Said with love, not sugar-coated. It's always the way. That's what I'm known for. I'll tell you straight down the line. I'm a very honest person. And the way I see it, I wouldn't be the coach you'd expect me to be if I didn't really show up for you 100%, and if I didn't tell you the truth, the absolute truth. And some of us, we live in a world where, people don't like to be rude, and people often will skirt around the truth. And one thing I've learned about business is our breakthrough stands usually behind the bullshit we're telling ourselves. Often when things aren't working, it's because we have engineered a very sophisticated story that seems very real and very believable. And for me, as a coach, I like people to get results. If they work with me, it's in my interest, and I owe it to them to help them get results. And sometimes that does mean a bit of tough love and saying the truth that other people won't say, to help them move through the barriers, the mental barriers that are keeping them stuck. So yes, that's what I'm known for. Loving kicking the pants here and there. Maribel says, I keep collecting content, then get overwhelmed because I have so many things to read and consume. Ladies, this is true. I get it. I've done that. I sometimes do it now. I now have a rule. I do not, and this follows from what I was talking about in yesterday's live, about the lessons I learned from my son. Get in your own lane, okay? Stop looking at what everyone else is doing. You know, I don't look at my Facebook feeds. I just have no idea what other people are doing. And the reason for that, and this is, you know, totally transparent, is because the way my inner gremlin works is it loves to compare. It loves to tell me you're not as good as them. And I know that. That's how my ego takes me out. And so because of that, I don't give it the chance to have a voice. I just don't look at that shit. And then I'm in my own lane, I'm focused on my own stuff, I listen to my own internal guidance and my own inner wisdom, and I follow that. But I get it, in the early days of business, you know, that we don't know what we don't know. And this is why everybody says you need to invest to get the knowledge. Because that way you're not looking at this here and this here and this here. You've got one thing that takes you on a journey to get from where you are to where you want to go. I mean, I remember when I was in the early days of business, everyone, all the coaches I followed said, you really must invest. If you have a business, how can you expect someone to invest in you if you're not prepared to invest in yourself? And I actually realized that is 100% true, because it is overwhelming. There is more information out there than there ever was. You know, I started my business in sort of 2006, 2007, when internet marketing was in its early days. Since then, social media has been developed and all these different platforms, you know, content marketing, information marketing has evolved to something that's unimaginable now. And so there's no wonder we get into overwhelm. And this is why it pays, it absolutely pays to just put your money where your mouth is, invest to get the help, so that you get your information in one place in chronological order that will move you from where you are to where you want to be without that head fuck, to be honest. I've got to be honest. You know, who's got time for that, really? So, yeah, there's wisdom in that. And it took me a while to learn that one too. And that's why now I don't look at my Facebook stream. I'm subscribed to about 2 email newsletters, which aren't particularly businessy at all. And I keep the blinkers on. I follow my own inner wisdom. Great point there, though, Maribel. Darcy says, me too, Maribel. Buffer, yes, Buffer is a great one for scheduling your social media posts. Maeve, how you doing? Not seen you for a while. And Kate. Nice to see you the other day, Kate. And by the way, Kate Nicholson and I have got something exciting coming out any minute now. I'm just putting some pieces together. So do watch this space, actually. If you are local to Brighton, actually, even if you're not, we are hosting a one-day event together. So keep an eye out for that. Jackie said, yes, starting to get feedback, very positive and encouraging when people appreciate what you have to say. Yeah. And, you know, this is also part of the showing up piece. Sometimes people don't comment initially because they don't know you. And especially here in the UK, you know, UK people are very slow in coming forward on social media. They're not very keen to be visible. In the States, it's very different. If you post in groups and communities that are very US based, it's a different thing there. They're a little bit more forthcoming. But be prepared not to be visible initially. This is why you have to show up every day and keep sharing your message and keep sharing your message and keep sharing your personality and keep sharing all of your wisdom to build that know, like and trust factor, to build that relationship, even if no one likes it, even if no one comments. You know, there are little strategies that I teach my clients to help with the engagement, but you know, it's showing up and just going through it until somebody does feel that they know you, just like you would anywhere else, you know. That's how you make best friends. You make clients, you get interaction, you make communities by showing up in the same way that you would for your friends. Darcy, gotta go. Thank you so much. We'll catch the rest on replay. Very excited about new community challenges. Show up and shine. Woohoo! Loving that. I'm loving that hashtag there. I think we should be using that one, Darcy. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask your permission to steal it. Kate says, hi, haven't been visible for a while. Life took over. Back now and need to catch up and crack on. I'll just say that my investment in my intensive day with you has paid dividends. Thank you. Yes, it has. And it has it was a big step for me, but I haven't regretted it for a minute. Yeah, Kate was telling me, Kate and I worked together at the beginning of this year, and she was telling me that her business has just changed in so many ways. She's had loads of clients and lots of joint ventures and things that she hadn't even imagined to happen in the early days of her business. And of course it was a pleasure to work with her too, and we are also doing an event in September together off the back of things that have come up since we've known each other. And Kate also says, we do indeed. I'm very excited about it. Absolutely. So ladies, any questions about the points I've shared today? And just as a reminder, for those of you who are listening into the replay, do comment. I want to hear from you because I do come back and look at them and chat to you all. So I'll just wait a moment or two to see if you have any questions. No? All right. Okay, well, I will leave it there. And actually, we are going live again on Friday at midday. I'm going to be showing another 2 visibility strategies so that you can show up, shine, and share your message with the world this summer so that you can increase your income and enroll more clients and really have a greater impact. Plus, on Friday, I am creating a special cheat sheet for you all. So be sure to join me for that. So this is something that you can download and print off and have on your desk to remind you of what you can be doing on a day-by-day basis. So tune in for that. Midday, Friday, and then of course we'll go live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every week from there until this specific challenge has completed. All right. Vicky, hi, you're just joining as I finish, but you'll have to listen into the replay, but do share your comments and I'll reply to you. All right, ladies, enjoy your day. It's grim and rainy outside. I hope it's a bit better wherever you are. Have fun, whatever you're doing, and I'll catch you in a couple of days. Take care. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.